Hello everyone, this is Xanasham and this is part 32 of the WoW Let's Play, and in this video we're blowing up tons of trogs. Oh my god, how many of these people, freaking hell, there's a ton of these things. Yes, this is the final wave. You can't actually win the final wave. It just eventually they decide, you've done enough, you've won. But yes, they just come exponentially and you really can't survive. But so they made it so you don't even have to get to a point where you can almost just survive. It just makes the entire quest incredibly easy. What we're doing here is we're doing some quests for the Reliquary. Apparently it's some sort of blood elf mining. It says archaeological organization. I'm not quite sure what they are, so if anyone's familiar with any sort of blood elf factions, they probably know who they are. But I have no idea who they are because they just seem like a Horde Explorers League. But they can't really be a Horde Explorers League, otherwise I would have seen them in Ulduar. So I'm not quite sure what they are. If anyone knows anything with their reliquary, please leave a comment in the video below. What we're doing here is we're taming a cat, or a huntress. The reason I've done this is because I wanted to get one of these cats and had another pet slot. So I decided to get a ferocity pet, and this is my cat. And this is the pet I'll be using for the next few videos up until episode 37, and I'll probably still be using it afterwards because I freaking love this pet. I have turned this pet's prowl off because I don't particularly like it prowling except in instances, because otherwise it doesn't get to my mob fast enough, and I wanted to get to my mob, taunt, and then I can kill everyone. The quest we're doing here, by the way, was just to kill Explorers League dwarfs, because on their corpses we had some Uldum relics that, well, not Uldum relics, some what the hell is the name of the dungeon here? Whatever the name of the dungeon is in this area, that's the relics they had on. Well, let's just say they had some Titan relics on their possession. The quest we're doing here is we have to go into... Oh my god, I didn't realise the actual name of this quest. Okay, the Morons League. Apparently the Reliquary have this very bitter childlike rivalry with the Explorers League, I guess. The Morons League, we need to kill 15 Dark Irons. We need to kill 15 Dark Iron Dwarves and then collect their heads. And the other quest is Forcible Acquisition, which we have to go deep into this Dark Iron Dwarf stronghold and collect the Tablets of Golganeth from one of the Elemental Lords that is protecting it in this keep here. Now, if you're wondering why I'm spending all my time going around this keep looking completely and utterly lost, it's because I was completely and utterly lost, and I didn't really know where the tablets were. But then I realised, oh, they've got to be in the dungeon, and so I went into the dungeon, and lo and behold, that is where they were. Yes, but for some reason I decided, there can't be anything guarding them, I better just jump in. But luckily I feigned death and didn't just die horribly. I probably wouldn't have died horribly, but I've taken quite a lot of damage. And here are the engraved Tablets of Golganeth. And I just put the talent points I'm putting on my cat there was just a talent point, which means whenever my pet does some damage or something, my damage is increased by 2% or something. I'm not quite sure how the talent works, but it's just a buff that it buffs my pet and me whenever one of us does a crit, I guess. I think that's what it is. And yes, and after you've handed in these quests, a High Examiner, Tylafan Bloodwatcher. Whoa, that's a lot of titles. Yeah, he isn't... Well, he's even floating. He's up himself. Come on, he's a snob. He's even got the audacity to be floating for no apparent reason and just using just a waste of freaking energy. The quest we're doing here in this in these tombs here, we have to reactivate the different sentries, and you have a puzzle for each quest you're doing, and this quest is just to reposition the laser beams in order to get to the other small little figurine at the other side of the room. And this quest here, you have to move the figurines so they're all facing inward. None of these are hard in any sort of respect, and I suck at puzzles, and it's incredibly easy. and you get a ton of experience from just doing this incredibly easy and very short thing. Yeah, there we go. And after you complete those both quests, you have to talk to both the warden and the sentinel, but while talking to them and placing a figurine in the indentation, they come to life and then attack you, which isn't particularly a fun thing to do. You have to do it for both of them. You get experience from both of them, and then you just complete the quest. And after you complete both those quests, you get a quest pop up, and which means you can look into the chest, get 8,050 experience, and then you have to go back and talk to Dr. Hieronymus Blam in order to finish the quest. But that is a ton of experience. If you notice my experience bar there, that we managed to get almost around 25,000 to 30,000 experience just from doing those very simple quests there very, very quickly. Now, once we've actually got the item from the chest, it is this Eye of the Watchers. It is looking at what he was doing. He was assessing the egg, seeing the old god corruption, and then cleansing the old god corruption from the egg. Which means that the egg Dr. Hieronymus Blam has is a completely cleansed black dragonflight egg. So if it is actually born and raised, it will not have the taint of the old gods, and it's a possibility that it can be used to cleanse the other black dragonflight. It probably couldn't be used to cleanse the other black dragonflight, but it could be used to form a new black dragonflight from the ashes of that one before, by creating a new breed of pure black dragonflight. But that won't completely go as planned in this questing experience in Badlands, as you will see when going through the questing. You have a lot of quests at this orc camp here. The orcs are under attack by the black dragonflight, and they're actually holding their own, to be fair to them. But we've been given quests to actually help us fight back against these darkflight horrible serpentine things. First off, you get a lot of quests. You get 3 quests from these 3 guys that will be aiding you throughout the new questing for the remainder of the Badlands, or at least for the next 5 to 6 quests. You get a ton of experience from just using their abilities once. You get like 9,000 experience from just using their abilities and then just talking to them and completing the quests, which means it's incredibly, incredibly easy. But the first quest we're going to be using them for is the Wrath of the Dragonflight, where we need to kill 4 Darkflight soldiers and also kill this elite called Kalaran the Annihilator. Now, these 3 guys, these NPCs that follow you around, you can't use your pet if you're a hunter and use these guys, so even though you can't use your pet, they still are better than your pet just because of the abilities they use. You have a rogue member which uses a healing potion and also a stun. You have the mage that does a very, very strong pyroblast and also a ability that actually increases your attack speed. And you have the tank, which has a shield wall ability and also the ability to taunt, which means he can be used as a substitute pet. However, he doesn't really hold aggro as well as your normal pet would probably do. The other quest we got here is actually the quest called The Hunt Continues, which you get after you completed that quest I just talked about there. You have to kill 6 Darkflight Dragon spawn in the Orc camp here, and you have to kill 3... You have to kill 2 Black Dragonflight elite Serpentine mobs. This is Moldar. He does actually hit for quite a lot. Has a lot of experience, a lot of hit points. And as you probably notice throughout actually questing this area, you will notice that the mage here will die very, very often. So I would suggest when you're fighting a mob, even if you can probably still keep aggro and not die, I would suggest using the warrior's taunt ability, because otherwise the mage is going to pull aggro like a freaking like a mage usually does. Mages are really well known for pulling aggro. Not so much anymore because they make aggro very, very difficult to actually pull of anything. But they used to be very, very good at pulling aggro of anything back in the Burning Crusade days and Wrath of Lich King. Well, not so much in Wrath of Lich King, but any DPS, there's a lot of DPS up front will pull aggro. And that's what mages do, especially when they fire. They do a lot of upfront threat. They do a lot of upfront threat if they pop all the cooldowns very, very quickly, which you should never really do anyway. After completing those quests regarding the elite mobs and the Darkflight Dragon spawn, We get a quest where we have to kill Nyxandria and her Nyxandria's broodling in order to get rid of the corruption here, and also to make sure Nyxandria doesn't go flipping crazy and attack the orc camp and go after Rhea, because that would be something I would do if I was as pissed off as Nyxandria must be. By the way, if you're pulling Nyxandria, be wary, because she does do a AoE fear, and if you've got any other mobs in the area, you will pull them, and in the next video you'll see if I die or not. So thank you for watching. If you want to like the video, please like. If you want to comment, please comment. And if you want to subscribe, please subscribe. If you want to follow me on Twitter, there's a link in the description below. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you again. Peace out, and thank you for watching.